Becky from Bex and Books here today with a top 5 Wednesday, which is created by Lainey over at Ginger Reads Lainey. I nailed it again, which is awesome. I will of course leave the links as always down below if you would like to check it out, whether you have YouTube, Instagram, a blog, anything like that. Feel free to actually do this challenge. She leaves a list of topics for that month over at her Goodreads page, so it is fantastic. Of course, it's a lot of fun to pick and choose and stuff. So let's get on with today's one, which today's topic is the top 5 novellas of the books you have read. So I've read a few novellas in my time, which is fantastic because I absolutely adore novellas. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a sneak peek, or if you're waiting for another book, it kind of gives you a little bit extra just until you do read the other book. And some of them are just fantastic because, you know, you get to play around a bit more with your characters. So the first one I would say would be the Ever After High novellas. I absolutely adored that little fairy tale thing by Shannon Hale. Her Ever After High trilogy was quite fantastic and very unique, as well as her novellas, to give you a bit more of an insider to not just what Raven Queen and her buddies, also the other characters and how they got ready for the school year and how they felt about signing the storybook leading up to the first book. So they're like the 0.5s. So I loved all of those novellas. So I definitely would pick that one because it's something different. The next one I've got to say is amazing was the Splinter Trilogy novellas. The Moth in the Mirror, that one is 1.5, so between the first and the second book obviously, and you didn't have to read that novella, but it kind of like is good to read that novella because then something happens in the second one to be like, oh wow, that must have been when he did that. So it was really good, and anything about those series is fantastic. And she's coming out with a 3.5 one, which is awesome and amazing, and I cannot wait to pick it up and read it. I'm not even sure if it's out yet, but if it is, I will probably be reading it like straight after this. I'll probably even be checking this straight after this. I don't know why I haven't even checked it, but you know. So that one is amazing. The third one I loved was Beautiful Bitch, which is 1.5 in the Beautiful Bastard series, and that kind of is like an aftermath of the couple in the first book obviously, and what they get up to a little bit after that book. I adored that one and those characters, and it was really nice to see what they did straight after that book. So number 4, of course, the novella that I adored was Charlene Harris's A Touch of Dead. I know the lighting is very shocking. Unfortunately, I'm filming this a little bit later in the night. This is the Sookie Stackhouse Stories, a bunch of novellas all in one book, which is so freaking awesome. So it kind of gives you a bit more about the awesome people. It actually tells you in what order to read these books into, but since I've already read the books and the novella, doesn't really matter for me now. I can reread it over and over again to get me a little bit of something. So definitely Sookie Stackhouse. If you haven't picked up the series, I do recommend the series, especially if you're a fantasy lover. It was quite amazing. It's so much better than the TV show, and it's got some lovely hunky men in it, so definitely recommend it. It does go a little bit downhill after like the 9th book, but by the time you get to the 13th, you're pretty happy that you read it. And the 5th one, of course, I'm not even sure if this would be really counted as novellas, but it is anyway going to be novellas, and that is J.K. Rowling's Little Bits and Bobs. If you can see it here, can you see? So we have Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find It. These are like the old original ones, so they're not exactly in good nick. Quidditch Through the Ages, and The Tales of Beetle the Bard. And I love this cover. So I actually bought my brother Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find It. So I got in this version because it's the newer ones. I think I might buy the newer ones for myself also. So there's that one. The cool thing about these novels is it actually feels like it's their books and stuff, because it looks like they've actually written in these books. It's so freaking amazing. Like they play like all these funny games in it, and I just think it's such a creative idea, and it makes you feel like it's 10 times more real and stuff, and I love it. I think there was much writing in this one. This one because he borrowed it from the library. So, H. Potter. Yes. So I guess that's why this one hasn't really been written in, because it's a library book, people. So it's good to know a bit about Quidditch and stuff like that. So, ooh, what's that? A bit about the Wronski find. I might try that one later with my broom. And then of course The Tales of Beetle the Bard has the short stories that they mention in the 7th book slash part 1 and part 2 of the 7th and 8th movie. So it is quite beautiful. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. So that's my exciting collection of my top 5 novellas, and I look forward to watching your videos as well. Let me know down below what your top 5 novellas were. I'd be so fascinated to know, and what you recommend. Also, please give this a thumbs up for novellas, and please subscribe if you wish to get notified of my videos. So until next time, happy reading. Goodbye.